Hey everyone, well we just got another huge Horizon 5 content dump today. First with the Xbox show at Gamescom where we got our first look at the cover cars as well as the intro gameplay sequence for Horizon 5. And then they rolled right into another episode of the Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, which showed us our 3 starter cars that we'll be able to pick at the beginning of the game, as well as a bunch of new early gameplay with a handful of the new cars coming to Horizon 5. So let's jump in and watch the full gameplay intro to Horizon 5 together. Right away here, I just love the theater and drama of dropping a Bronco out of a cargo plane onto a volcano. I mean, what an entrance. And it also establishes right away that this game doesn't take itself too seriously, which, whether or not you agree with that design decision, it's important to establish right off the bat. I'm still such a big sucker for cutscenes that smoothly transition into gameplay, so always cool to see that. And right away, what a view to just drop you right into, driving above the clouds with the sun kind of peeking behind those rock faces. I feel like this is definitely not the stereotypical picture of Mexico most people imagine in their heads, and that is awesome. Having that cargo plane remain in the shot is a very cool set piece too, and right after you take this jump that's coming up, I like that the biome shifts pretty dramatically. I've said it in other videos quite a bit, but I really do love how much variety we're getting with the landscapes here. Okay, now pay attention to the sense of speed here while you're flying down this mountain. That is a sense of speed that has been missing in every past Horizon game. I'm not sure what they've exactly done to capture that, if it's some FOV tricks or something with motion blur, but that is going to play a big role in how fun every car feels to drive in Horizon 5. So then in Horizon intro tradition, wow, that's a bit of a tongue twister, we now swap over to another type of car, this one being a beautiful C8 Corvette.
Drop zone approaching! Lovely day for a drive!
So you can of course see here that dust storm looming in the distance, which by the way looks so cool. It's so ominous and I just can't wait to see stuff like this in game myself. And well, you can probably guess where the game is going to be taking us, and yes, that is right into that dust storm. I think right here is a great scene to show off the incredibly impressive lighting and just the color and contrast that comes with Horizon 5. This makes Horizon 4 just look so dull and bland, which honestly it really isn't. It's just that Horizon 5 looks so much better. Alright, I don't know about you guys, but I was not expecting the dust storms to be this intense. I mean, look at how limited the visibility is. This is going to create some really wild scenarios for races, for photography. I can't wait to see what comes of this stuff.
Okay, on my mark! 5, 4! 4 now, that's fine. This could get a little rough.
Alright, so here we're getting dropped off in another car to experience some more traditional rally driving in this Porsche here. And I've got to say, this biome, the jungle, or I think this is kind of technically the swamp, has to be my absolute favorite so far, without obviously getting my hands on the game yet. But just look at those waterfalls off to the left. The water is just so tropical and looks very oddly inviting for a swampland. I mean, those flamingos flying up. It's just such a cool environment. I cannot wait to spend time in this game just driving around and experiencing this new world. You know, that's something I feel has been missing in Horizon 4 is traditionally Horizon game settings have been in these like world famous travel destinations and places that I think a lot of people have on their bucket list to travel to. Horizon 4 just didn't quite feel like that. Horizon 5's setting though, I mean, just look at it. It looks like I'm going to be logging into a dream vacation. There's so much density to these environments, and I love the amount of elevation change. I mean, you're either kind of in a valley and seeing these far off vistas, or you're on one of those vistas looking out at these expansive landscapes. It's so cool.
I'll swing back round and guide you through the bridge.
So this bridge, by the way, that you can see here is confirmed to be drivable. This is kind of in the south center of the map, and that is going to be an awesome, awesome spot for drag racing.
¡Qué maravilla! You're not gonna believe your eyes when you see this. Keep going.
And of course, what Horizon game intro would be complete without driving the main cover car into the festival site? Horizon 5 is of course no exception, and this is such a cool intro for the AMG 1, jumping out of the cargo plane without a parachute and kind of drifting its way onto the road. And then here we are in the AMG 1. What a cool cover car, and I'm so excited to get my own hands on it, and I really want to try out the different driving modes. If you don't know already, Horizon 5 has introduced not only working convertibles for a lot of cars, but also some cars that have changeable driving modes. So say some that have a comfort option or a sport or a race or a track option, whatever it might be. And the AMG 1 is one of those cars. So you're seeing it now in its full out race mode, but there is also another mode for this car that kind of lifts the suspension, takes that spoiler down, and makes it look in general just a little bit more tame. And they did say that that would have a measurable impact on the car's performance. So I'm really curious, A, what other cars you can do this with, and B, how much of a difference it really does make. Because Horizon is a game both about racing and just kind of hanging out and cruising, so it would be really cool to have cars where you swap into race mode for actual races. But if you just want to cruise around the map and have a bit more of a tame car that can handle maybe a bit more off-roading if it needs to, you can do that as well. And then here we are entering what might be a drag strip for the main festival site. This one is Horizon Apex, if I remember right. And we are entering it from the west side, right above the Baja California text, if you want to compare this to the in-game map. And there you have it. That is the intro for Forza Horizon 5. Alright, so I'm going to pull up the footage here of the AMG 1 swapping between its two driving modes so you can just see what that's like. You can actually see in the bottom right corner, right by the tack, the button prompt for it. So that's where that's going to be. If a car has an option to swap convertible or swap driving mode or whatever, it's going to be right there. Alright, so I want to talk a bit about that intro as a whole. Definitely, in my opinion, a really strong intro that, you know, without obviously playing the game yet, I feel does give a strong impression of what Horizon 5 is about. If I were to give a critique, and this isn't even just about the intro itself, although the intro showcases it so strongly, it's that the Horizon games are starting to lose that almost nostalgic take on these cars as beautiful art pieces, and they used to showcase that so well in their intros with these slow-mo panning shots of the cars and the world, with these kind of orchestral music pieces that were a lot more atmospheric, and they're replacing that now with much more upbeat, in-your-face music and action, and you got the jumping out of the planes and drifting, and don't get me wrong, I understand why they do it. It's just not for me as much. I really liked that more moody, atmospheric vibe that Horizon games used to do so well. I think Horizon 3 did it amazingly. But that being said, Horizon 5 is still looking really strong so far and definitely shaping up to be my favorite Horizon yet. And now I do just want to kind of touch on a few more topics that they went over during the live stream and Gamescom coverage. So first things first, here is a look at our Horizon 5 starter cars. You've got the C8 Corvette, Ford Bronco, and Mark V Supra. This is a great lineup, and unlike in previous games, the car you select here will only be the car you use for your first race, and then the other two actually get added to your garage anyway. So you will get all three of these cars pretty much right away in-game. So on top of all that, we did also get a look at our first showcase event, which you're seeing here on screen now. And we also got quite a bit of gameplay showcasing driving around in a few of the new 2 Horizon 5 cars. If you want to see more of that, obviously you can check out the live stream itself. I just have one more piece of info here for you guys before I end this video, and it might not be super important for some of you, but it's definitely really nice to hear for me, and some of you guys who are into livery editing are going to love this as well. Playground Games said today that for Horizon 5, liveries are going to be much higher resolution on PC and the Series X and S consoles. So no more low-res, jagged edges that look terrible when viewed up close. We're going to be able to create really nice, crisp and clean liveries that still hold up when you're looking at them up close. So that is definitely really exciting for me to hear, and that is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.